You think you know, but do you care? Do you or don't you? Will you or won't you? Go under the ocean, search and you will find me there. Will you or won't you? Do you?
Yay! Hey! What's up, guys? So guess what? I am headed to the place I've grown up as a little child, and I'm super excited to give you my perception of what it was like to grow up in the hood, right? The hood in Israel and the hood in America is two different things, but it's not really different because where there is a sense of survival, the come from and the day-to-day and things we choose to do comes with a certain thought process. And I want to take you to my childhood place because I'm going to tell you a story about my mom and how she was able to get me out of survival and into believing in who I am and my mission and my dreams and my vision. So you guys ready? See you later.
Right into my neighborhood. We said we're going back to the basics. Here, this is where all the magic happens. I went to the synagogue when I was 3 years old and literally created shows and some games, as a kid. I'm inviting you here to this place for a very particular reason, for a pivotal moment in my life. And that moment was the day and the night, I should say, that I was about to leave to New York City. My friend actually stood me up. She said she's not coming. And my mama was like, hey, listen, let's sit here on the sofa. I have a little conversation with you. That was the moment where things, things kind of like been put in perspective. I was 20 years old at the time, and my mom asked me, well, your friend is not coming, but when you're going to be 30, would you regret not going?
But a cover, never assume before you discover.
So as you see, we're in Carmel's swimming pool, and I'm super excited to take you on a journey and what had happened here and how throughout my life, I would say since a young adult into being a teenager, I've made a lot of important decisions here. Like I'd say that being a teenager and having those kind of moments where, the drama kicks in and making a decision from a center place for the highest good of myself and for highest good of all. So I used to come here constantly just to check in from within and say, hey, what's going on? Are you happy? Are you excited about what's happening next? What life is going to look like? Constantly thinking about the vision and what's next. And, when we have a vision that is clear, that is exciting, that it's out of our comfort zone, it's about humanity, the call for an action is a lot more from an authentic inner place where we get to wake up in the morning and be excited about this new day and plan, almost like start on a blank slate and saying, well, today is a new day. I'm going to press the reset button and let this day bring possibilities into my life. What is that going to look like for you? I think it's time to ask that question and to live your life to your highest potential and to the fullest and with no regrets, hopefully for you, from my heart to you. It's all in divine order. Peace and love.
Now we'll never back down. Now we'll never back down.
Yo, told you motherfuckers I'ma do this. Step up in the building, they say who it is? All my haters try to put me down. Shut up, all of you the one that show me low. What up? Yeah, I'm Miss Levy, living to the fullest. Perfect 1-0, you can say that I'll be flawless. Triple-double.
Guys, check out this amazing biggest stage in Carmel, and guess what happens here every single year? The biggest dance festival in Israel.
Supreme, so give me that crown, give me that medal, give me that throne.
Can you imagine as a child loving dance? The first thing I was thinking about is like, when am I going to perform here? So that happened quite fast. I'm not going to lie. I was 11 years old and I was representing Israel with the how do you say this? Itsugit, the group who represents Israel in tours and all this beautiful stuff. So now I'm like looking at it from a perspective of like, okay, I'm 11, but my dream is to go to New York City after the army, you remember?
Luckily for me, I was saying to myself, well, you made it here in Israel, what else would be possible? So Frank Sinatra, you remember my story. Frank Sinatra in New York said, if I make it there, I'll make it anywhere. That led me to say, well, go to New York, make it even bigger and conquer even bigger stages. And then when I went to New York, I was like, wow, if only I can do that. Like I was always thinking from outside of me, like, you know, the vision was there. And the moment I shifted and realized that I can be, do, or have anything I put my mind into, because imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagination can get you everywhere. So I'm saying all of this to say, where in your life you had an opportunity, a moment to dream big, and you decided to didn't take the risk because it was too big for you. The only way it's going to be too big, too small, too anything within your belief system is if you let it be a limitation. To me, anything is possible when I put my mind into it. So I'm going to sum it up by saying, I am the magic just as much as you are the magic. Do what you love what you do, get inspired. I mean, from the inside out, and understanding that if you can see it here, you can always see it in front of your face. So that's all I have.
You think you know, but do you care? Do you or don't you? Will you or won't you?